of the Smithers AI ecosystem, and that's creating webinars. A lot of times, you as a person, as a creator of webinars, as a webinar host, you don't really know what you want to talk about, and it takes so much time to create a webinar. So we've decided to actually give you a tool that helps you just create the concept, the main idea of what you want to talk about. So I have a real estate company as an example here of what we're going to do. So you go to your outbound campaigns, you're going to click on the create campaign button in your outbound campaign. And I don't know what I want to talk about just yet, because this is exactly why I have this tool, is that I don't know what I want to talk about. So I'm going to do something in real estate because I don't really know what I want to talk about just yet. And I'll copy that something in real estate just like that. And I know this is going to be a webinar out of the three selections that I have for outbound campaigns. This is going to be a webinar. It automatically chooses my time zone, and that I'm going to be able to email and send text messages to remind people about this particular event. I'm going to do this every day. I'm going to run it every day. And at the moment, I'm going to run it just once a day. You can run it like up to 3 times in one day. You can do these, and people can register for every day that you're running it. They can register for that day, one of the however many times that you have that it's going on. You can pick a time that you want to run it within your time zone. Okay. And I was going to say that it starts on today and it never ends. I'm just going to keep this bad boy going for forever. Obviously, one of the great benefits of allowing for you to have a webinar tool here with Smithers. So now that I've got something in real estate as part of a webinar campaign that I'm going to run, I need to set it up. So I'm going to go over here, and webinar for us is technically another presentation. That's what you're looking at right now, is basically a presentation. So because it's a presentation, we store those presentations in Google Slides. So you're going to need to, allow us to have permission to go into your Google Slides area. You're going to need to set up the permissions for the services that we'll need. And once you've done that, now you can come back into your presentation, and now you can begin the setup process. Now, as you can see, I already have some presentations already here that I've done before, but they're not this one. I need to do something completely new, and I don't know what I want to do the presentation on. So I'm going to copy and paste, because I actually have an idea of something that I was working on. And I want to tell you why I did it this way, because I wanted to, first of all, save time. But what the great thing about this is you can keep going back and forth and kind of tweaking this until it gives you what you want. The first time I did this, I just said I want to show distressed property owners that that really want to sell their property but don't know all of their options, what they can do to greatly help themselves. And then I added, because this was giving this from the perspective of me, the business owner, to make it like, hey, this is the benefit of you as a business owner trying to buy distressed properties or trying to sell distressed properties. And that's not where I wanted to go with this. I really wanted to go from the perspective of the seller. So I said, this is from the perspective of the seller. Don't use the word distressed, because there's nothing more painful that a person that actually is distressed, having problems with either making their mortgage payments or whatever. You get the point, right? You don't want to say the word distressed to them, because your audience is the homeowner, right? So I did that. One more thing that's interesting here is that we can also add affiliate links. Now, if you're familiar with affiliate marketing, you get to have other companies that you can basically become a reseller of their things for. So if this webinar is going to be free to people, and maybe some of those people won't sign up for your services or your offerings, and you're thinking, well, I'd like to be able to get something from them, then there's an option where you can sign up for affiliate links that we tell you about. So you can go through and you can find where some of these affiliate links are really good opportunities for your business, and you can sign up for them, and then you can offer links inside of your webinar that people can click on, and when they buy from those services, you win as well. So webinar is huge. This is the reason why we charge $25 for each webinar after the first one. Okay. So I'm going to click on generate topics. And as you can see, this thing really quickly gives me some really decent options here. Unlocking hidden value in your home sale journey. Empowering homeowners with strategic selling solutions. Now, that's not a bad one. Navigating market challenges to maximize your property's worth. A homeowner would probably want to hear something like that. Transforming home selling uncertainty into financial clarity, proven strategies for homeowners to achieve optimal sale outcomes. This is my first time seeing this list because literally it generates a new topic idea for me on every time I click that button. So that's pretty cool. So if you're not seeing something that you like, you can come back up here, tweak the topic, and you can say generate the topics as well. And then it does some really cool stuff for you. Innovative approaches to enhance your home's market appeal. They're probably not going to want to do that. So let's just go with the one that I saw earlier, empowering homeowners with strategic selling solutions. I think that one's actually pretty good. And I'm going to also create some affiliate links from there to see what it comes up with. I'll click on yes to the pricing. I understand that it's going to charge me $25 to actually create that. And it's off doing its thing. So this is actually going to take roughly about 5 minutes to create this presentation for me. And then in the process of doing that, it's going to, to generate all the slides that's required. It's going to do some research to find out some affiliate links for me. It's also going to give me an idea of what I should be talking about in the presentation. So it actually gives me a script and everything. So we're going to come back. We're going to let this do its thing. You're going to see a notification pop up here when it's done. You'll see that right now it says it's creating the presentation. This will take a few minutes. Once the presentation is created, you'll be notified over an email. So it'll send you an email so you can go back, you can eat lunch, whatever you want to do. But you'll also, when you log back in, if you're logging back in, it will also put up another notification here that says that it's finished with the presentation at that particular time. So we're going to wait a couple more minutes and let this finish. I'll leave this notification up here so that you can see that the other one pops in as well. They'll just stay sticky here until you actually click on the button to say that you don't want them. So we'll come back in a couple of minutes and we'll see how that runs. Okay, we're back. And that took all of about maybe another minute after I stopped talking to you that it was done. So it says here, your webinar presentation is ready. Please kindly check your email inbox for more details. So this is going to send an email to me to let me know that the webinar is done. I happen to know because it's done, it's going to create this in my slides. And you can see here, bam, here it is in my slide presentation right there. So empowering homeowners, this is exactly what we talked about. Empowering homeowners with strategic selling solutions. So what this did for me, it generated almost 20 slides. It created 19 slides for me on the topic of empowering homeowners. Let's just go down the line just to see what it's kind of talking about. Why are you here? So we're talking about lack of selling knowledge, your fear of undervaluing your property, challenges finding buyers. This is all like pretty real stuff here. Mistakes that you might be making, relying solely on traditional methods. That's a pretty good topic as well. Neglecting market research and analysis. That's actually pretty interesting because you might be talking about these missed buyer opportunities, effective strategies that you might need to create. So in other words, you don't understand a lot of these kinds of things as a seller, not understanding what your options are. So this thing actually goes through and it takes you all the way from the beginning of why are you here, all the way down to the final portion of this. We're going to just really quickly click through some of these success stories from homeowners as to why they would want to use people like us to do this, leveraging the technology that's available to you. These are good slides here. Building effective buyer relationships, not bad at all. Pricing strategies that you might want to use. So you get the point, right? And it takes me all the way down to the very end, final thoughts and next steps, which is your opportunity as the business owner to then talk about the services and the things that you offer. So what I typically do is I'll look at all the material here. I might add a slide or two in different places. I might remove a slide or two. Sometimes I don't need the social proof slides that are here that talks about success stories. Sometimes I don't want those kinds of things, whatever, right? So it's kind of up to you. The next thing that this thing does is, as you've seen, our webinar does all the speaking for you. It does not do that on the fly. It literally is following a script, and that script is right here. It puts all that information inside of the script, welcoming people all the way through each particular slide. Let's talk about why we're here today. Selling a property can be a roller coaster ride filled with ups and downs. So this is pretty cool. It even puts in the opportunity for you to ask questions to your audience so that they can participate. You've seen that happen in this particular presentation, as a matter of fact, where I get to ask you questions to make it interactive. This is the part that makes it all interactive. And the great thing about what we just did earlier as well is we also asked for it to include some of these links in here that are potential places that I can go to do affiliate links. And so it allows for me to, based off of some of these things that I'm talking about in this particular slide, it allows for me to then look at this particular company and resell some of the services that they offer. Sometimes these are great, sometimes they're not. You don't need for all of them. It puts one on many different slides. So you can see that there are lots of different options for you to choose from in some of the reseller opportunities that are here. Your job is to figure out which one, two, or three of them that you want to go with. And then from there, you can add them to your slide and talk about them. You can create a new slide, for example, that actually talks about the benefits of that particular company and why you'd want to go with that particular company. So you can actually see that this is extremely, extremely valuable stuff that you can reuse in lots of different ways in your social campaigning, in your email marketing, in like everything that you're doing, because it literally gives you a ton of ideas. You can see it's not done. There's no design to this. What I usually do for that is I'll download this into PowerPoint once I'm done. I usually do a lot of like the heavy lifting of like what I want it to say over here, but you can do it in PowerPoint as well. It doesn't really matter. I'll bring it down to PowerPoint because I love PowerPoint's design capabilities. You may find it easier to do your design capabilities in Google Slides versus PowerPoint. That's completely up to you how you do that. Of course, you can add video to slides as well, like this one is being done. So there's lots of options for you on how you can manage your presentations that turn into webinar. And of course, if you already have a presentation that's done, the only thing that might not be done is the notes which contain all of your scripts right here. Okay, that's it. Pretty simple, right?